Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit the ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video. So guys, as we have monitored the Japanese yen within the current week, let's finish with the Japanese yen as well in this current week. In fact, that this week personally for me was not very good, not in terms of the profit or loss, but in terms of the appearing some clearer setups on the different currencies that were available for trade. And in fact, on the past week, in the current week, we do not have a lot of setups. Yesterday, as I have said in the daily update on the Japanese yen, we also had the Canadian dollar setup, and that is the only setup that I had on yesterday's trading session. So I could show you that's the Canadian dollar, nice butterfly retracement right back down, and this Brent body buy trade. That has been accomplished. The Brent body was triggered by this nicely looking butterfly. So, but this is really short-term setup and just a tactical trading, not something really special on the market. On the Japanese yen, we have expected to see appearing of the double repo buy pattern, but it has failed, or even better to say, it was not even appeared on the market. It was not been and hasn't been formed by the price action. Because take a look, the double repo could be treated as failure pattern if it was confirmed and has failed after that. But here we even hasn't got the confirmed pattern. So you can see we do not have second close below the 3x3. That close was higher, and here was again close was right here. So here we even do not get the confirmed pattern. Well, if market will show really big plunge down, theoretically we still could get some kind of the double repo pattern. It will not have the perfect shape, but probably we will have to treat it as the double repo look like. But still, this is still possible to see it if we will see real capitulation of the bulls right from this area. Chances for that exist because that is, as we said, 100% completion point. That's, by the way, the risk that we have discussed. I said that I always feel uncomfortable when I have some untouched significant target right above the market, because in the most cases, the probability suggests that market before any reversal in opposite direction as a rule gravitates to the target. So it first needs to touch this target and change the direction second. That we see again. So market has hit this area. Also take a look. Slightly higher stands the monthly pivot resistance one. It's 104.20 area approximately. It's right here. So on the daily time frame chart, I see nothing to do right now. So it's no patterns. Maybe market will form here some sort of the wedge, but it hardly will happen today. Also, unfortunately, this high is slightly greater than this one. That's why we also haven't got the butterfly sell. So, for instance, if this high was slightly lower, in this case we could say, guys, we have the butterfly sell, and we could trade the butterfly sell on daily time frame chart. That's also possible. But in the short term, the only pattern that I see right now on the Japanese yen that probably could be traded today is on the 4-hour time frame chart. So let's take a look at what we have here. That is the weekly pivot resistance one. So market has hit it. Also take a look that if even we would not treat it as the butterfly, we still could apply the extension of the retracement. So if we'll measure the extension of this retracement, we also have the 127 resistance. It's right here that market also has hit. Another pattern that we have here is the complete ABCD pattern. Completed pattern. So you can see market also has hit the target of this ABCD. This ABCD looks rather harmonic, so you can see the speed of the legs is almost the same. So, other words, I could say that here is not bad resistance in general. Scenario around 103.50 areas. It's really resistance. And from that standpoint, maybe in the tactical perspective, on the very short-term perspective, on the 4-hour time frame chart, we could get the short-term scalp brand by the buy. So if market will show the bounce down from this area, that's the level to watch for. So 103.25, 103.35 area. So market will turn down, retest these broken highs, and it could show some minor bounce to the upside. Well, that will be approximately maybe 60-70 pips retracement, right back up to the 618 resistance of that possible retracement down. That's all the only pattern that I see right now, the scalp trade. Well, unfortunately on the Japanese yen we haven't got the setup that we have discussed, because in fact this setup potentially was really very attractive, and if it have been formed on the market, then it's really could carry a lot of possibilities for trading, but unfortunately we didn't get it. Well, sometimes this happens, but on the other currencies I also do not see right now any attractive setups that could be traded. So in fact, today I just will be watching probably for the potential this scalp brand by the buy on the 4-hour time frame chart, but nothing more. So on the euro currencies, euro is just creeping and creeping. We will definitely dedicate the next video, weekly research, weekly update to the euro currency. But right now on the daily time frame chart, you can see it's not much to do. Well, we have this bearish engulfing, but we still need some more analysis before making any action. And we should understand based on the higher time frames what's really going on here. I suspect that euro could continue move to the 1.44 area, as I said in the beginning of the week, mostly due to the situation on the monthly time frame chart, and I will explain you in the weekly research what I am talking about. But at the same time, these areas we have discussed previously, that's really a strong resistance, because that is the completing point of the ABCD pattern. What is more important is that this is yearly pivot resistance 1. It's right here. Take a look at the weekly picture, on the monthly picture on the previous analysis when we have talked about the yearly pivots. That is yearly pivot resistance 1. And exceeding this area right at the end of the year, you could understand from the technical point of view that this could carry really special meaning if market will pass through the yearly pivot resistance 1 right on December. This could be the really the challenge on the possible further acceleration to the upside, because we know if market breaks through the pivot resistance 1, it could lead to the further continuation, and it tells that it's not just a retracement within the year, but that is really could be something more special. That's why this area is really significant, and that's really could be really very interesting on the euro currency in the nearest future. But right now, guys, in fact, I do not see what we could trade any clear setup. So on the 4-hour time frame chart, we could get this brand by the buy, but it hasn't been formed yet. So you can see market now only stands on the roll trade. What will happen later, it's difficult to say. That's why probably we could just hope that on the next week we will get something more clear and more interesting than we got on the current week.